And we are back here on Metal Nation Radio. I am your host, Rustin Rose, Metalholic Magazine, and you just heard brand new music, the title track, Immortal Waltz, from the new Edge of Paradise album, out this last week. And tonight with us, the ever-talented and amazing Margarita Monet. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, I'm always excited to get a chance to talk with you, although it seems like it's been a while. We talked a little bit via Facebook when you were working on the Perfect Shade of Black EP, but it's been far too long. Yeah. So much has happened over the last couple of years. How have you been?
Well, I'm really good. Yeah, I guess we talked back in 2012 when we released the first CD, and a lot has happened since then. We toured a bunch, over 18 states, and of course we recorded, this music with MichaelWagner, and so now we put out our second CD, which kind of feels like our debut CD because the previous songs on the first record were already written by Dave and Robin McCauley before I joined the band. So these songs feel like, what Edge of Paradise sounds like and will sound like. This is the direction of our sound. I feel like we've really found what we want it to sound like. So it's very exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. I could definitely hear the evolution in the new music and everything, and I want to talk about the album in just a moment, but I want to make sure I'm up to date. Besides you and Dave, I believe there's a new rhythm section in town, John Cheminsky and Nick Erickson, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes. They've been with us for about 2 years now, but yeah, they're the latest numbers, and we're a solid lineup now. That was part of the evolution of the band, finding those two guys. So,
right. Yeah. I remember for a little while there, it was sort of hit and miss with a couple of guys, so I just want to make sure nothing's changed. So, but you guys originally did the Perfect Shade of Black EP, which has now evolved into Immortal Waltz. Tell us how that all came about, how that evolved.
Well, the first song that we recorded, that we wrote as a band, was In a Dream, and that's the song that kind of set the way for the rest of the songs to come. We felt like we found what we wanted to sound like, and that's when we also found MichaelWagner. We knew that we had to get somebody great and somebody that really got our vision, and MichaelWagner was, always our idol, and so we didn't know if he was going to get back to us or not, but we emailed him anyway, and he agreed, and then he mixed the song, and then from hearing that, we knew that we wanted to record and, have him work with us on the rest of the CD, and it wasn't like we went in and wrote the whole thing all at once. We were touring, and then, we were doing a song at a time because, being an independent band, you have to just do what you can and just keep moving forward. And we didn't want to keep our fans waiting, so we had these 4 songs, and then we decided to put out this limited edition EP, which was Perfect Shade of Black, and we didn't release it digitally or anything. It was just a limited physical CD run that we could sell at shows, and, to people that have been supporting us for a while, to just let them know it's coming.
Right.
And that was, we received great response from the EP, and then we just continued doing more songs, and then we went to Nashville to Michael's studio and recorded the rest of the album, and we got a record label, and now it's out on Terrestrial Records. So it was a long process, but I'm glad we took our time to really find our sound and just get the right people on our team, and and now we're just excited to see what's going to happen.
Well, and you worked with some other amazing people along the way. Bob Kulick, of course, and I believe Greg Bissonette, Tony Franklin. Those names stick in my memory for some reason. Who else worked with you guys on this?
Yeah, well, Tony Franklin, Greg Bissonette, they were the guys they were the rhythm section on the debut CD.
Okay,
so,
that's what it was.
Yeah, that was Mask, but on this one, Perfect Shade of Black, we recorded with Bob Kulick and Brett Jason. Bob Kulick was out in LA, had a studio out here. And Dave, our guitar player, he's worked with Bob in the past, and Bob is awesome. So we recorded at his studio and then sent the tracks over to Michael to mix. So, yeah, we had great people. We were very lucky to have them involved in the process.
Absolutely. Greg Jason, that's who the other one was I was trying to think of. So now tell us about Immortal Waltz? Because it seems like there's a thread or a concept going on here, sort of like a dark circus in the dance of life and death. What is the whole thing going on here with this?
Yes, all the songs are different, but the underlying theme, I guess, is that, yeah, we are given one chance at life, and it's up to us to see what we do with it. So, and the songs in the music too, it's a very, some songs are very theatrical, especially the title track, and it is the approach is kind of like larger than life kind of, I guess, approach. And, yeah, I mean, the themes are, exploring about greed and how it affects our everyday life, and just, issue of regret and giving up and surviving in this world, but also, seeing light at the end of the tunnel. So all the songs are very positive, but they do touch on, those issues. And I like having that theatricality in it. I think it makes it, a lot more fun and just a little different. And I actually didn't intend it to sound like that. It just kind of happened. So, and also on the title track, when we were at Michael's studio, he has an awesome organ there, and that's what you hear on the title track, and also Goodbye. And I think just having those sounds also evolved the songs into, being sort of that kind of circusy, dark, carnival vibe. Yeah. Yeah,
very cinematic feel to it as well. Like it's my show. Very much love that too. The sort of the lead into Immortal Waltz.
Yeah, it's a cool track. That one's fun. That one's like split personality kind of show.
And as you said, you started the whole project, with In a Dream. Which track was the final piece of the puzzle?
The final one was Goodbye. Well, Goodbye and Immortal Waltz, we recorded that at the same time.
Right. We have to mention, this month marked the 5th anniversary of Ronnie James Dio's passing. You guys chose to cover Children of the Sea on this record, sort of as a bonus at the end. Tell us about that, because Ronnie's sort of your biggest influence, if I remember correctly.
Yes, exactly. And we've been doing Children of the Sea live for a while now. That's like the only cover that we do at our shows. And I love all Dio songs and, Black Sabbath era of Dio. So, we just decided to record it. We always wanted to make that song. It's one of my favorite songs. So we just finally did it. And we were like, well, let's put it as a bonus track on the CD. And MichaelWagner mixed it. And we're very proud of what it sounds like. And we hope that, we did justice to the song. So, yeah, I'm just very glad that we got a chance to do that.
Now, on every album, it seems like there's always one song that just sort of fell together very easily, but then there's always on the other side of that one track that you almost had to pull kicking and screaming down to the final buzzer there to get it just the way you want it. Was there a track like that on this album where it just never quite felt right until the very end you finally found what you were looking for to make it work?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. In a Dream was one of the songs that just kind of wrote itself, but I think we had a lot of trouble with Breakaway. It was also in our Perfect Shade of Black EP. I remember we still have so many versions of that song. There's like at least 5, chorus versions and everything. But I think also Goodbye was a bit challenging just because of the layering, and it's a ballad, so we didn't want it to just kind of sit flat. And finding the right sound is also a challenge because, we're not just like your typical rock band with guitar, bass, drums, and vocals. I put a lot of keyboard layering there, and there's a lot of guitar layering and harmonies. And, finding the balance and finding the right sound is a challenge. And also on Immortal Waltz, we used a lot of, even on drums, like orchestra sounds because it's like, you play the song and you write it, you demo it up, and when it starts evolving, it's just, you have to get it to the point where it feels just right. And having the right balance of sounds, I guess, is big thing. So I guess that was our biggest challenge, is to make sure, everything goes together and complements each other, and having Michael was, a huge part of finding that. And of course, having that final mix. What Michael is really amazing at, I think, is because there are so many layers, every layer still has its own life, and everything sounds huge, in my opinion. And he's just a genius at trying to get that clarity, but, you hear every single thing. Right. I don't know how he does that. I guess that's why he's MichaelWagner.
Exactly. I was going to say. So for you personally, whether in the writing or in your vocal approach, what was the most challenging aspect for you?
Yeah, well, for me, actually, when I write this song, I kind of think about, like, what would a song, or what would be the right part for the song. I'm not really thinking, am I going to be able to sing that later? So, Goodbye, that chorus was a bit challenging, just because it's pretty high, and the notes are long and going on up there. So I knew that I liked that part, but singing it and having it sound just as I wanted was a bit challenging, because we didn't sing these songs live or anything. We didn't really get a chance to get really comfortable with them. We just, wrote the music and went to record it. But I mean, that's the fun part, pushing your limits, pushing the limits of what I can do. And, that's never ending process. And also, the most important part for me as a singer is having emotion, and having that feel when I sing. I don't want to just sing random notes and just random words. I want every word to have be there for a reason and have the right emotion. And that's why I love Ronnie James Dio so much. When he sings, it's like every single word has so much attitude. So that's always a fun challenge, to be able to do that.
I understand, absolutely. So before we get out of here, a few other questions just sort of for fun. Tell us about the film Evelyn Rising.
Yes, so that's a sci-fi thriller, and it was written by Phil Aslaskin, and it's directed by Marcus Innocenti, and it's going to start filming later this year, and it's a really fun sci-fi thriller, and we're writing a song for it. And the song is called Welcome to the Dark. And some of our music will also be featured in the film. And I'm going to have a small part in it as well. I can't give away too many details, but it's a sci-fi thriller I like the script, so I think it's going to be very fun.
Nice.
It's dark, but it's fun. It has some comedic relief, but it's also very kind of a bit philosophical, so I think everybody would find something they like about it. So I'm excited for it.
Well, so am I. I'm looking forward to that now. So, and you gave us a nice segue there, too, because most of the music, like you said, you've been writing this over a period of time. You've been recording it, and it's pretty much been done now for a while. So, even though the official release was just this last week, is there already new music in the works besides what you've got going on for the film?
Yes, we have 3 more songs that are ready to be recorded. We're going to start recording a new one probably next month. It's called Guilty Always Fall. At the end, the Guilty Always Fall. We'll probably just call it Guilty. I don't know yet, but I'm very excited about that one. It's a really fun track, and we have a ton of music coming. I mean, waiting for this album to be released, so we're getting so impatient, but we knew we had to get the right support behind it. We didn't want to just put it out, so that was the reasoning behind it. Not putting it out for so long, but you're going to be hearing new music very soon now, so I'm excited for that.
Nice, so we can look forward to that too. And finally, what's this I hear about you engaging in swordplay these days?
Oh, well, actually, the writer of the film, he was a stuntman, and he did a lot of, choreographed a lot of fights for all these Hollywood movies, and he was in a lot of, in Master of Commander, he was a stuntman there. and he was just teaching me some stunt stuff, some choreography and some swordplay, and I was always into that, so I got a chance to learn that. So that's really fun, and we're gonna include it in our next music video, so that's something to look forward to. But I have to get really good at it first.
Nice. Do you know which song is going to be the next video?
Yeah, it's probably this new The Guilty song.
Margarita, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to chat with us and bring us up to date. It's always wonderful to get a chance to catch up with you.
Oh, thank you so much, Rustin. It's always a pleasure. And thanks for supporting us for so long.
Absolutely. Take care. We'll talk with you soon.